Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Today is May 10th, 2023, and we are getting into the volume 88 of me answering your immigration questions. As you can see, I have all your comments pulled up in front of me. As always, before I begin, I'm going to mention I am not an immigration attorney. This is not a legal advice. All the information that I provide in these videos on this channel are directly from official government sources like USCIS, of course, and the Department of State with their visa bulletin. So let's start with the very first comment question from J Rule Productions. I think they were updating their system around the April 25, 30 to 30 time frame because wherever I logged in to update, it would give the error. We were unable to retrieve your form. I tried using another browser and also creating a new account. I spent so many hours on this and now have to start all over. Man, I even tweeted and tried calling USCIS, but no help from them. Yeah, unfortunately, USCIS, they're not good with whenever it comes to technical support. You are not going to get any help from them. Has anybody encountered the same issue? I do see now the online form has changed a little, so they definitely were in the process of changing something. Yes, Jay, so thank you for bringing this up. Yes, I did get, in fact, on this channel, quite a few comments regarding the problem right around that time. And also, if you look on USCIS website in their newsroom, they actually do have they call it like tools update outage, something like that. It wasn't dated between 25 and 30, it was dated a little bit later, but I think they found a technical issue that was causing the problem on the server, and they were actually addressing it on May, I think it was like May 4. And for everyone who's watching, if you're interested in stuff like this, if you experiencing any technical difficulties, yes, whenever it comes to USCIS, forget about trying to get any kind of technical assistance from them. But you can usually find a little bit later, like a week later, you will see that there is some kind of upgrade that is happening on the website, and all those upgrades, you can actually find them in the newsroom of the USCIS, which is the official U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services website, official government website. Unfortunately, they don't update you beforehand. So most of the times what happens is you do start the new application and then you find out that something doesn't work. But let's see when in their last tools outage on May 2nd. Actually on May 2nd they say that they're going to be doing some kind of maintenance with on May 3rd, between May 3rd and May 4th. But that kind of stuff is always associated with the initial problem that was happening. You can roughly estimate about a week before they start addressing it. So this is what Jay is referring to. So Jay, thank you very much for bringing this up. I really appreciate it. And for everyone, if you're experiencing technical difficulties with online applications, unfortunately, this is part of the deal that you're getting with the online stuff. It is much faster, it is much more convenient, and I would definitely recommend using online tools rather than filling out paper applications. But with all of that, keep in mind that technology, technical issues, they come into play. This is one of the negative aspects of dealing with the online stuff. Let's move on to the next comment from Oracle. Hi, thanks for the help. Oracle, you're very welcome. Thank you for watching. I filled I-130 for my wife and 3 kids. Now it's with NVC. Awesome. My kids are 19, 14, and 11. I'm filing I-864W for my 11 and 14 years old, which is it's the waiver, and I-864 will be filed for my wife and my 19-year-old. Please, how do I calculate the household size when filing out the form I-864? Oracle, thank you very much for the question. Excellent question. So whenever it comes to calculating the household size, basically, let's say you live alone. You're in the United States, you live by yourself, and you're when you're filing your taxes, it's just you. All right. Now let's say you're petitioning. In your case, all right, we know exactly who you're petitioning for. Obviously, if the waiver is approved for your other 2 kids, you will be petitioning and you should be showing the enough of the income for your wife and for your 19-year-old. So your household size right now is 1. For example, let's just say it's just you, right? Let's say you don't have any kids that are here, or maybe your parents who you put as your dependents on your tax returns or something along those lines. It's just you. So now we have you plus your wife plus your 19-year-old kid. The other 2 kids, if the waiver is approved, we don't count them. So it's 3. So the household size is 3. So with that, we can find exactly how much income you need to show at least to sponsor 3 people, to petition for, not petition for 3 people, to petition for 2 people, but you're calculating the whole household size with you in it. So we're gonna go to forms, and we're gonna go to all forms, and we will scroll down. It's I-864, which is the affidavit of support. We'll scroll down to that, or you can type it in and it will come up. But this is all in numerical order, so you can just scroll down to this. So here's the I-864. This is the affidavit of support itself. If you scroll down a little bit further, you will find I-864P, which is the 2023 HHS household size poverty guidelines for affidavit of support. So we're going to click on that, and then if you're in Alaska, you have it for Alaska. If you're in Hawaii, you have it for Hawaii. But if you're not, then all the other 48 states, it's the same thing. So now we know that you are, household size of 3. There you go, household size of 3. This is only for active duty, so people in the military. So this is the column that is going to be for most other people. So for 3, it's going to be $31,075. So if you're making more than that, then you don't have a problem sponsoring, petitioning for 2 people, your wife and your 19-year-old kid. And obviously, if your waivers are not approved for your 2 other kids, then your household size, if right now it's just you on the taxes, then it's going to be 3 kids, a wife, and you, household size of 5. So household size of 5 is $43,925. Let's say if you had any other dependents here with you that you're filing the taxes with, let's say you had 2 other dependents. Can be parents, can be other kids. Then you're looking at a household size of 7, which is $56,775. So I hope my explanation is good. I myself am not very good with math, so this is like the best that I can do whenever it comes to the math. But if you have any follow-up questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below, and I will be happy to address them. All right, let's move on to the next question from Dominique Maxi. Hello, thank you for your service. Thank you for watching. My case is Form I-134A. Okay, so that is the recent addition that they added for the countries that are in distress. There are a few of them. There's Ukraine, and there is also the program for a few different countries. I think it's 4 countries that they united into one program that is also part of the I-134A. It's Haiti, Cuba, Venezuela, and there was something else on there. So it's an online request to be a supporter and declaration of financial support. And Dominique says that it has been since 112 days. So 112 days is like 4 months roughly. Since I filed it, what next step could I take to make sure my application is being processed? Okay, Dominique, great question. Thank you for bringing this up. So here's the problem with the I-134. When it came out, because it is designed to, specifically for countries that are in distress, obviously, the nationals that are in the country, you're sponsoring them to come here into the United States. And because it is, the purpose of this whole form is to help someone who is in a country that is in distress, they were processed very, very quickly. And they were processed within some of these applications they were taking as quickly as 2-3 weeks. Most of them were resolved within 30 days. But with these programs, as they are announced, and I mean they are announced, if you go to the main page of USCIS, you will see this is it. The very first 2 things that you see are for I-134A, that is Uniting for Ukraine right here, and Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. These are the 2 first things that you see on their website. These are all associated with that form I-134A. So obviously, as the awareness of the available program grows, the number of applications grows too. So USCIS, they started experiencing delays with that form, which I think it was I-134 before, and it was in a paper format. Then they switched to online to streamline it. It became a little bit faster, but again, the number of applications continued growing. And unfortunately, because it is new programs, unfortunately, when you go to processing times, you are not going to find I-134A in the list of the applications that you can look the rough number for the, how long they're being processed. So the best thing to do is reach out to USCIS directly. You can find, again, their phone number. If you scroll down this website, you can find this website in the link for this website in the description below. If you scroll down, contact USCIS, find their main, phone number, their customer support line. Customer support line is not really a customer, but whatever. And call them up and try to follow up with them. Obviously, you have received your notice of receipt. You can check the case status as well, which is not going to tell you much. You can also try, and if you do try to do that, please come back to this channel and let everyone know. I'm really curious because I personally don't have experience with it, and I haven't heard from anyone who did that. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But try to submit a case inquiry on your case. And I'll show you how to do that if you go to Tools, right here at the top of the navigation menu. You're gonna go to Tools. Then we're gonna go to Case Status Online. This is where you can check your case status. If you should have the receipt number. So just put your receipt number here in this window right here and see what it says. Most likely it's gonna be something generic. But this is the processing times where you can check the process. Again, it's not going to show, but we're going to go here, submit a case inquiry, and it will be a different page where you can say the case is outside of normal processing times. Form number. Let's see if you can select the form number I-134A. Yeah, you see this form is not even on here, and there is no other. You might not even be able to do that. You might not be even able to do that because I-134A is not even on this list either. So your best bet would be calling. And here you go. This is their phone number right here. 1-800-375-5283. Call them up. I think they're open between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. They're open pretty late. And see if you can get any information from them. Again, don't be too upset if they don't give you any decent information and just give you something very generic, because most of the times that's the case. But really, at this point, there isn't much you can do, unfortunately, because even USCIS themselves, they don't have the estimates on how long these petitions take because the number of applications grows. Unfortunately, but if you can come back and provide an update on what you heard back from USCIS, that would be really helpful for everyone on this channel, and including me, because if I get the question like that, I might be able to, based on your response, I might be able to provide some information for them. Thank you, Dominic, appreciate it. Let's move on to the next one from Sassy Diva. Good day. How far they are in the F11 category? F11 is the family preference subcategory of F1, first preference, which is the unmarried sons and daughters over 21 of US citizens. There is F11, which is unmarried sons and daughters. That's the F1. And then there's also F12, which are kids, so derivative beneficiaries of the F11, which is, it's all within the same thing. I was documentarily qualified August 31, 2022. Congratulations, Diva. That's a huge milestone. And I'm waiting my interview. Do you think I can start preparing myself for the interview? Thanks. My priority date is February 11, 2014. Okay, let's take a look at the visa bulletin. So this is the visa bulletin. This is where you find out all the information if you have the I-130 petition and you are in the family preference category that doesn't have the immediate availability of the immigrant visa once your petition is approved by USCIS. So we're gonna take a look. So we know that Sassy Diva shows already documentarily qualified. So we're looking at the graph A. So graph A, F1. Okay, so it's showing December 2014. December 2014, which means that people with the priority date in December 2014 who have been already obviously documentarily qualified, they are now getting their immigrant visas issued, meaning that they are right around this time getting their interviews scheduled and actually conducted. So let me see the month. Okay, February. So February 2014, and right now they're doing December 2014. Oh wow. Okay, so let me do some calculation. Horrible with math. So February is the second month, December is the 12th month. So roughly 10 more months. So Sassy Diva, you are roughly looking at about 10 months. So I would say possibly by the end of this year, if not, then definitely in the beginning of 2024, you will have your interview scheduled. It's literally, well, 10 months, it depends on. For some people, it might not seem like around the corner. It might still seem like a long time to wait. But you gotta keep in mind that, and I'm in the same boat too, because I do have, this is not my first petition. This is, I already did multiple, family petitions, I-130 petitions. And there is one I-130 that I'm waiting on, and we will be waiting for a very, very long time. Me as the petitioner and my brother as the beneficiary, we will be waiting for a very, very long time, like another long time, years, more than 10 years, all right? So 10 months compared to 10 years is nothing. And, for Sassy Diva too, she's been waiting for since December 2014. February 2014. So that is over 9 years now, all right? So that is a very, very long time. So when you have only that much left, it's great. So I would say Sassy Diva definitely start preparing for an interview. Basically what you need to do, there isn't really much that you need to do, because all the documents that you needed to submit, which is the very final, the most important milestone, becoming documentarily qualified, because you're dealing with the income and all that stuff, it's already done. So you should have all those documents. And if you're a beneficiary in this instance, which sounds like you are, I would reach out to the petitioner and say, hey, please forward me all the documents that you were documentarily qualified with, plus the tax transcripts, because as of recently, U.S. embassies, for whatever reason, Department of State in general, in the email, you will see it. When they call you for the interview, when they schedule the interview, NBC will send you an email with the required documentation that you need to bring to the interview. And you will see that it is not tax returns that are required, but tax transcripts. It might not be for everyone, but for a lot of people, at least from what I'm seeing, having this channel and having my personal stuff, of course, my personal petitions, they are asking for tax transcripts, which is different documents. It's I'll probably make a video on how to obtain your tax transcripts from IRS website, which is very straightforward. It's very simple, nothing crazy to it. You just go to irs.gov, official government website, and on the very front page, and in fact I'll show you, irs.gov. I actually had that question yesterday from Andrew, I think. Andrew. So there you go. This is the official IRS website, which doesn't really have to do much with USCIS, immigration, or anything like that, but you do have to obtain some documents from here in order to show as part of your application packages for a lot of immigration cases. So at the very middle here, you see get your tax records. You click on that. Scroll down a little bit, get transcripts online. If you click on that, it will get you to where you need to create your online account. With IRS now, see online accounts everywhere now. It's all digitalized, USCIS online account, IRS online account. So much digital footprint. But this is what you're doing, and then you will be able to obtain the tax transcripts. As I understand, tax transcripts are, for everyone who's watching, if you're interested. As far as I can tell, tax transcripts are basically a simplified, more kind of, I don't even know what the word is, but basically simplified, minimalized version of a tax return, all right? Maybe. That's what it looks like to me. But again, by no means I'm no tax professional or accountant or anything. My math is too horrible for that. All right, let's move on to the next one. From Guga Chikviladze, sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. Thank you, by the way, Google, for being publicly subscribed to this channel. That's what this icon means. Really appreciate that. Hello, thanks for answering our questions. It's my pleasure. My case is F3 category, Form I-130, petition for alien relative at California Service Center. My priority date is December 12, 2014. If you know approximately when my case have to be approved. Thanks. Guga, thank you very much for your question. So let's take a look at the visa bulletin. I'm thinking since your priority date is way back in 2014, I don't know if it's still with USCIS, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at the visa bulletin, what they are doing right now. So because we don't know whether this was documentarily qualified, it doesn't sound like it was. So we're gonna start with the graph B, which shows the priority dates that are becoming basically approved by USCIS and transferred to the NVC. So if we take a look at the F3, okay, I see. So most likely it is, I think it is still with USCIS because the date is shown February 2010. So Google has, let's see, December 2014, February 2010. So I'm not even gonna bother calculating the month because again, my math is horrible. So roughly 2010, 2014, we're looking at about 4 more years of the application still being with USCIS and then being approved and then transferred to the NVC. So basically within the next 4 years, without calculation of the December and February month, so that I don't confuse it more, roughly within 4 years, you will have your application reviewed by USCIS, hopefully approved by USCIS, transferred to the NVC, and NVC opening the portal fully for you so that you can become documentarily qualified. So those 4 years, 4 things should be happening within the next 4 years. Let's take a look at the USCIS now, because we can actually tell roughly when that application is going to be reviewed and hopefully approved. We're going to go again to case status, and we're going to go to USCIS processing times. Because Google specified that it is processed in California Service Center, we know that it's F3. So F3 is married sons and daughters of US citizens. Let's double check that. F3, married sons and daughters of US citizens. Okay, not confusing anything. I like to double check myself. Let's say US citizens filing for married son and daughter. There you go. This is the F3 category. And we know it's California Service Center. Let's take a look. 106 months. I need a calculator for that. 106 divided by 12. So 8.8. So roughly 8.5 years. Very roughly. By 8 years, let's see. So it was filed in 2014. 8.5. So 2014. 14 plus 8 years, we get 2022 so yeah, so looks like Google, your case actually might be reviewed and hopefully approved anytime now. It's going to be pretty soon because that's what it looks like, according to the processing times, according to, what we see on the USCIS in the California Service Center. Again, keep in mind that this is just for 80% of the cases, so there are still 20% of the cases that might take a little bit longer. It might be a little bit faster, but roughly you're looking at this, somewhere around, 8 to 9 years, which is where you're at right now. So very soon, somewhere, I think by the end of this year, your petition most likely will be reviewed and approved, hopefully by USCIS, and then transferred to the NVC. It's transferred pretty quickly. You should get your invoice number, your case number with the NVC, and you will be able to log in to the NVC. You just won't be able to do much on there because they will wait until they get to this date. I'm sorry, not this date right here, and as a priority date, so roughly another few years until the NVC portal is fully open for you to become documentarily qualified. And then you're looking roughly between February 10 and December 08. That's another, well, in this case, February and December, yeah, that's another like 2 years you're looking at for the actual availability of the immigrant visa and the actual interview after you become documentarily qualified. So let me post this. If you have any follow-up questions, Google, do not hesitate, and it goes for everyone. Do not hesitate to ask them. You're more than welcome. As many questions as you have. Just make sure, please don't respond to my answer. This is not an answer, but my comment within your comment, because YouTube does not send me notification for those. All right, let's move on to the next one from Strela Mbamba. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. I have a question. I had paid $445 for my DS260 since April 19, and I started to filling the application. Suddenly on May 1st, I have received an email from NVC, said that they have not received my money and they locked my application. And I didn't receive my money back, and I told my bank. They said the money went through. And I don't know how can I call the NVC. I don't if you can help me. I'll appreciate. Thank you. Wow, Strela, I'm sorry this happened to you. This sounds really strange. That sounds really weird. First, I'm gonna ask everyone who's watching, because I don't remember. I personally did it a while ago, and I gotta check in the video. Strela, if you can, please check out the video that I have posted recently. I think it was like 5 days ago. It's called Documentarily Qualified. What does it mean? I think that's what it's called. It's on this channel, it's uploaded. And basically in that video, I'm showing an actual documentarily qualified NVC portal. So check out that video and let me know in the follow-up comment. Please just don't respond to my comment within your comment. Submit a separate comment on any of the videos. It doesn't matter. You can put it here in this video or in that other documentarily qualified video. It doesn't matter. I'll still get that comment. And let me know if that NVC portal looks exactly like what you've been filling out. Because here are a few red flags that I'm kind of seeing right now from your comment. One is that 445 fee. It sounds a little bit off to me. I don't remember it being 445 for DS260. I don't remember the number because I'm horrible with numbers. That's why I'm horrible with math. That's my excuse at least. But I don't remember 445. That doesn't sound right to me. So check out that video. Let me know if yes, this is exactly the kind of portal. That's exactly what it looks like. And I also talk about the fee of the DS260 in that video. You can actually see it there. I don't think it's 445. So I think what you need to do right now is you need to reach out to the NVC. Their phone number, you can find it in the Visa Bulletin. In fact, even better, instead of doing a phone number, submit a public inquiry form, because those are answered. It's a little bit easier to get the answer from NVC through the public inquiry form, and at the same time, a huge plus is that you will actually have a documented response from them. You will have a documented submission, and you will have a documented response from them. And I think you might need that in your situation. So this is the Visa Bulletin. This is what it looks like. You will find this link in the description below. Click on it, Visa Bulletin. You will see this page. From here, you will see at the very top right here, it says, this little top navigation menu says Contact Us. Click on that. I'm gonna open it in a new window. And then click on US Visa Contacts, US Visas Contacts. And then you'll scroll down a little bit, and in this table, at the very top row, you will see Public Inquiry Form. So click on this. And then you'll scroll down a little bit and you will see Online Immigrant Visa Inquiries Only, Public Inquiry Form. So click on this, and then you will have the actual Public Inquiry Form where you will put your NVC case number. You should have that. You should have it in the email, again from the NVC, again from .gov, government, from a government agency, basically. And this is one of the things that I always repeat in my videos. Make sure that all your sources, all the information, everything is .gov. It's official, not .com, not .org, because anybody can buy those domains and pretend to be somebody. And you can see a lot of websites, they do that. They do that intentionally. Now, especially whenever it comes to DV lottery, it's, they take advantage of people. It's really sad. And I'm sure they have the same scams for, you know, family preferences. Make sure it's always .gov. So the case number here from NVC, principal applicant's full name, that would be the beneficiary, principal applicant's date of birth, beneficiary's date of birth, petitioner's full name, and then who you are, petitioner or beneficiary, your email address, and then your inquiry. Put it here. In this inquiry, you put all your information, you explain what happened, and you can attach the screenshot of your bank statement, basically the fee that was paid, that shows that it was paid, and then send it to them, and then usually they respond within, they're pretty quick. The longest I've seen, I think the response is like 2 weeks. But usually it's like few days, and they respond to your inquiry. And please come back to this channel and let me know, and I, you know, people who are watching, I'm sure they would be interested in hearing, you know, what happened in this situation, because it's really strange. So for me right now, it's a suspicion that there was some kind of scam involved in this from the people who are pretending to be NVC and actually are not NVC. Why? Because the fee is strange, and then obviously this is like crazy stuff like this. They got the money and they say that they never got the money, and then they close account. That it just doesn't work like that. They don't do stuff like that. So Australia, please come back if you can, and let everyone know in the follow-up comment what, you know, about the progress, about what is happening. And I really hope you can resolve that. So thank you very much, everyone, for asking your questions. Like I said, as many questions as you have, follow-up questions, always welcome. You know, I'll never look at it and say, oh, this guy's asking too many questions. Because without your questions, you know, these videos would not be possible. So appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.